the heart of Gévaudan, a shadow fell. It was a time before our time, in the cold years between 1764 and 1767, when the forests of rural France held a new kind of dread. They say it began with a whisper, a rumor of something that stalked the misty woods, something that hunted not for hunger, but for sport. The first victim was a young girl, found in the fields, and then another, and another. A creature-like attacker had come to their peaceful lands, and it painted the countryside red. The fear was a living thing. It seeped through the cracks in cottage doors and settled like frost on every soul. Over 100 times, the church bells tolled for the dead. Women, children, lone travelers, the beast did not discriminate. It was a phantom with teeth and claws, a nightmare given form. The attacks were savage, often leaving victims decapitated or It was a cruelty that defied the laws of nature, a terror that turned neighbor against neighbor, as suspicion grew like weeds in the untended fields. The forest, once a source of life, became a place of endings. Survivors who glimpsed their attackers spoke in hushed, trembling voices. Their descriptions were a confusing tapestry of horror, weaving together features that belonged to no single animal. They spoke of a creature larger than a wolf, with reddish-brown fur and a massive, dog-like head. Its chest was broad and white, its tail long and tufted like a lion's. Some said it walked on powerful hind legs before lunging. Others swore they saw a dark figure, a man, leading the creature. The stories never matched. The fear, however, was always the same. It was the fear of the unknown, the fear of a monster that wore a dozen different faces but always left the same bloody signature. Was it a wolf? A hyena escaped from a menagerie, or something else entirely? Something conjured from the darkest corners of human dread. The terror reached the gilded halls of Versailles. King Louis XV, ruler of France, could not ignore the pleas from Gévaudan. He dispatched his finest men, the royal hunters, the wolf slayers, the dragoons, armed with muskets and steel. They came with confidence, with promises to end the nightmare. But the beast was clever. It was more than an animal. It was a ghost. It evaded their traps, slipped through their patrols, and continued its slaughter under their very noses. Again and again, the royal hunters failed. They killed hundreds of wolves, presenting them as the culprit. But the attacks only continued. The king's power seemed to stop at the edge of that haunted forest. Years passed. The killings eventually slowed, then stopped as mysteriously as they had begun. A local hunter, Jean Chastel, was credited with firing the silver bullet that finally brought the nightmare to an end. But the body of the creature he killed was never officially identified, rotting away before it could be properly examined by royal experts. The beast simply vanished, melting back into the fog of history and folklore from which it came. The fear, however, never truly left. It lingers in the old woods of Gévaudan, a cold spot in the heart of France. What was it that terrorized a nation for 3 long years? Was it a single, unnaturally intelligent animal? Or a pack? Was it a man, cloaked in a wolf's skin, driven by a thirst for chaos? Or was the beast something more, a manifestation of the darkness that sleeps within the quiet places of the world? The forests keep their secrets. The whispers remain, and in the shadows of Gévaudan, some say red eyes still glow, waiting.